In the quiet village of Azima there lived a woman named Kelechi. Her laughter once rang like bells across the dusty paths. Her presence once brightened the market square like the morning sun. But all of that slowly faded as the years went by. Kelechi was married to Obi, a patient man with a gentle smile who loved her dearly. For 7 long years they shared their lives together, but their home remained silent. No cry of a child, no tiny footsteps dancing across the floor. The silence grew heavier with each passing season. In Azima, a woman's worth was measured by the children she bore. The women of the village carried babies on their backs and toddlers tugging at their wrappers. When they gathered by the stream to fetch water, their voices would rise with gossip and laughter. Kelechi dreaded passing by them, for every time she did their whispers pierced her heart like arrows. "See her," Amara the butcher's wife would sneer. "All that beauty and nothing to show for it. The gods must have cursed her." Another would add. Kelechi kept her head high, pretending not to hear, but inside her heart bled. Obi tried to shield her from the cruel words. At night he would hold her close and whisper, "You are my joy, Kelechi. You are enough for me." But his comfort could not drown out the whispers of his mother, Mama Obi, whose sharp tongue lashed more than the villagers. She would stand with arms folded, eyes narrowed, and hiss, "7 years, Kelechi. 7 years in my son's house, yet no child. No grandson to carry his name. What kind of woman are you?" Kelechi would lower her gaze, silent tears burning her cheeks. Mama Obi would shake her head and mutter, "Perhaps my son should take another wife." That night, Kelechi prayed before her small oil lamp. Her voice trembled as she cried to the heavens, "O great spirit of life, what sin have I committed that I should suffer this shame? I long for a child not for pride, but to quiet the mockery that follows me everywhere. If there is mercy left, hear me please." Her tears soaked the mat, and for the first time she wished she could vanish from the world. The next morning, unable to bear the torment any longer, Kelechi wandered deep into the forest, her feet guided only by grief. The tall trees cast shadows like giants, and the air grew thick with silence. At last, she reached a clearing where an ancient iroko tree stood, its bark dark and worn, its branches stretching as though touching the heavens. Kelechi fell to her knees before it, her sobs echoing through the quiet woods. "Great spirit of this tree," she cried, "hear me. If I am cursed, then take my life. But if there is favor left in me, bless me with a child. I will do anything." For a long moment only the rustling leaves replied. But then, from behind the tree, stepped an old woman. Her robe was white as moonlight, her eyes glistening with timeless wisdom. Kelechi gasped and wiped her tears. "Who are you?" The woman smiled gently. "I am a keeper of this tree," she said, her voice like wind in dry season. "Why do you weep so bitterly, my child?" Kelechi poured out her heart, telling of the laughter, the scorn, the silence in her home, and the ache in her soul. The old woman listened. When Kelechi was done, she said softly, "You seek what many women desire. But motherhood is not given lightly. If you are willing to pay the price, then the path will be opened." "I will do anything," Kelechi said without hesitation. "Then listen," the old woman replied. "Take this seed and plant it in your garden. Water it every day with your own tears. Tend it faithfully. When it blooms, you will find your answer. But remember, gifts from the Spirit come with sacrifice. Are you prepared?" Kelechi clutched the small glowing seed in her palm and nodded through her tears. "Yes." She returned home that night and planted the seed behind her hut, just as instructed. Every day she watered it, not with stream water, but with her tears. She wept as she prayed, and the soil drank her sorrow. Weeks turned into months, and to the astonishment of all, a strange plant began to grow. Its leaves shimmered faintly in the sun and twisted in shapes no one had ever seen. The villagers whispered louder than before. "Some say Kelechi has turned to witchcraft," they muttered. Mama Obi scoffed loudly. "You will bring ruin upon this family." Kelechi ignored them, her faith rooted deeper than their scorn. One morning at dawn, as Kelechi knelt by the plant, it began to glow with a golden light. From its heart blossomed a single radiant flower, unlike anything she had ever seen. Trembling, she reached out and touched it. In that moment a warmth surged through her body, flooding her with life, and she knew something had changed within her. Not long after, Kelechi discovered she was with child. When her belly began to swell, the villagers who once mocked her stood in shock. "How could this be?" they whispered. Some stared in fear, others in awe. Mama Obi herself fell silent, her sharp tongue swallowed by disbelief. When the child was born, cries of wonder filled Azima, for he was no ordinary baby. His eyes shone like the morning sun, and his laughter carried like music through the air. Kelechi named him Somto, meaning "join me in praise," for he was the answer to her tears. As the boy grew, strange wonders followed him. Flowers blossomed where he played. Sick children healed when he touched their hands. Even the fiercest goats and dogs lay calm at his feet. The same villagers who once mocked Kelechi now bowed their heads in reverence, whispering, "Surely this child is touched by the Spirit." Yet in her quiet moments, Kelechi remembered the old woman's warning. Gifts come with sacrifice. She watched her son with both pride and fear, knowing he was not like others, and that one day his path might lead him away from her. But for now she held him close, cherishing each moment. The same women who laughed at her by the stream now envied her joy, their laughter silenced by the mystery of her blessing. And so Kelechi's story spread through Azima, a tale of tears turned into triumph, of scorn turned into wonder. Though her journey had been marked by sorrow, she found peace in knowing that even in the face of cruelty, the spirits had not forgotten her.